All right, let's go over today's warm-up. You should have worked all three problems already. If you have not, please pause the video, work the problems first, and then use this as a way to check your work. We want to make sure that you can do these on your own. You do have a quiz tomorrow. All right, let's get started. Number one is 4 plus 6x is equal to 8 minus 2x. I'm going to go through the ask yourself questions from your foldable. First question is, can anything be simplified? I don't see anything that can be simplified on the left-hand side. I don't see anything that can be simplified on the right-hand side, so I'm going to move on. The next question is, are all the variables together? There's 6x's over here and negative 2x's here, so they're not together yet. So I need to make that happen. Remember that it doesn't matter. You can move them to the left, you can move them to the right. There's not a rule about that. I like to move the smaller one to the side where the bigger one is so that I end up with a positive number majority of the time. So I'm going to move the negative 2x to the left side. Since it's subtraction, I know that I need to add. So I add 2x to both sides. 6x plus 2x gives me 8x. Still got my 4. This is positive. This made 0, so I'm left with only 8 on the right-hand side. Now I move on to the next question. What is your goal? Your goal is to get x by itself. What numbers are on the same side of the equal sign as x? 4 and 8. Which one is not touching x? 4. What is it doing? Well, it's a positive 4, so I am going to do the opposite. I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides of the equal sign. I'm left with 8x equals 4. I asked myself, what number's on the same side of the equal sign as x? 8. What's it doing to x? Multiplying. What is the opposite of multiplication? Division. So what do I need to do and where? I need to divide both sides by 8. You can see that those cancel, leaving me with x equals 1 over 4. Sorry. 1 over 2. I was looking away for a minute. Apologize for that. 1 over 2. Maybe I should have left it 1/4 and plugged it back in, and we would have seen that it would not have worked if I plugged 1/4 in. But we'll go ahead and plug in the correct answer, or what we believe is the correct answer, 1 over 2. So I'm always going to check my work because I want to make sure that I get 100 on this assignment. So I'm going to take the 1/2 and I'm going to plug it back in to the original equation and see if it matches up. So just up here at the top, I'm going to write 4 plus half of 6. And I want to know, is that equal? We're not really sure. To 8 minus half of 2. Well, half is 3. And 4 plus 3 is 7. Half of 2 is 1. And 8 minus 1 is 7. 7 is equal to 7. That's a true statement. Therefore, we got our answer correct. X is equal to 1/2. Now, on your assignment, when you are plugging these answers in, you need to make sure you type it in correctly. The directions are going to say, use fractions, not decimals. So if you come up with an answer that is a fraction, you will need to type in 1 backslash 2. And that backslash is the same key as the question mark, okay? So when you type it in, 1 backslash 2 for your final answer, all right? All right, let's go on to number 2. Here we go, number 2. First question, can anything be simplified? Well, I see over here on the left-hand side that I have a number bumped right up against the parentheses. And for me, that just sets off those alarm bells in my head telling me I got to distribute. Anytime I see a number bumped up against a parentheses, this little ding, 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 got to do something here, goes off. Now, I see that this is a -7. I know that the number the sign in front of the number is attached to it. You always keep the sign in front of the term with that term. So I know that I have to distribute a -7. Be very careful about that, okay? So negative 7 times 3 is negative 21x. Negative 7 times positive 4 is negative 28. Don't write two signs. Don't write plus minus. It's just negative 28. A negative times a positive is a negative. Okay? All right. So I end up with negative 21x minus 28 is equal to 2x minus 5. Got everything simplified. My next question is, are all my variables together? And I can see that, no, I have x's over here and x's over here. So I know that's my next step. I'm going to get all the x's together. Like I said before, I like to move the smaller one to the side where the bigger one is. Since negative 21 is smaller than 2, I'm going to add 21x to both sides. That zeroes out, leaving me with negative 28 is equal to 23x minus 5. All right, I'm all simplified. I have all my variables together. Now I'm really ready to start solving. So what is my goal when I solve an equation? My goal is to get x by itself. What numbers are on the same side of the equal sign as x? I got the 23 and I got the negative 5. Which one is not touching x or further away? That would be the negative 5. What's it doing? It's subtracting. Therefore, I am going to use the inverse operation, and I'm going to add 5 to both sides of the equal sign, leaving me with negative 23 equals 23x. And finally, I want to get x by itself. The number on the same side of the equal sign as x is 23. It is multiplying by x. Therefore, I will divide by 23. Negative 23 divided by 23 is negative 1. My final answer is x is equal to, you can't see that, negative 21. Excuse me, sorry, negative 1. Negative 1. Okay. I want to check it because I want to check all of them because, again, I want to get 100 on this assignment. So I'm going to take my negative 1 and I'm going to plug it back in for x in the original problem. Now, I am going to use the calculator for this one. You can use the calculator anytime, okay? So feel free to just plug them in. I just am trying to find out, do I have a true statement? If I plug negative 1 in for x, is it going to make this statement true? Well, let's check. I'm going to plug it in just negative 7, open parentheses, 3, and instead of x, I'm going to write negative 1 because that's what we've solved, and we're saying that's what x is equal to, okay? I put it in parentheses because I want it to be 3 times negative 1 plus 4, close that parentheses, and I get negative 7. So the left side of the equal sign is negative 7. Now I'm going to check the right side. 2 times negative 1, I'm plugging that in for x, minus 5 is negative 7. Negative 7 is equal to negative 7 is a true statement. Therefore, negative 1 is the answer to the problem. Okay? All right, let's do one more. Let's go to number 3. All right, now you might be looking at this going, holy cow, I'm not sure that I can tackle this. You can. You have every tool that you need to get this question correct. If you will take your time and you will follow the rules that you know and you will follow the steps in order and you will ask yourself the questions that we know work, you will have no problem at all and you'll feel super accomplished when you're done. So that's a good thing. So let's do it. We have 1/4 times the difference of 16 and 28x plus 4x is equal to negative 30 plus 7x minus 6. All right, let's go. First question, can I simplify? Anything can be simplified. Well, I can see a lot of stuff over here that needs to be done. There goes that alarm in my head telling me, look, there's a number bumped up against parentheses. Ding, 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 distribute. So I'm going to distribute the 1/4 first. 1/4 of 16 is 4. 1/4 of negative 28 is negative 7x. And then I still have that plus 4x. So is the left-hand side simplified? Not completely. I have like terms. Combining like terms is part of simplifying. Notice when I pull my like terms, or when I mark them, I include the sign in front of the term. That always is the case. So I'm actually doing negative 7x plus 4x, okay? That I still have my 4 out here. Negative 7x plus 4x is negative 3x. Now I feel comfortable that this side of the equal sign is simplified. All right, so now I go to the right side. Anything I can simplify over here? Again, I see like terms. Negative 30 minus 6. Those are both constants. Remember, the definition of like terms is same variable raised to the same power. Well, what variable is in these terms? There's not one. So that's the same, right? They're both constants. So negative 30 minus 6. So I still have my 7x. And then negative 30 minus 6 gives me negative 36. So that looks completely simplified to me. So now I go to my next question. My next question is, are all the variables on the same side of the equal sign? I see variables on both sides, so I am going to work with that next. I have negative 3x's over here, and I have 7x's over here. Need to use the inverse operation. Remember the little saying, change the line when you change the sign when you cross the line. If I'm trying to go across the equal sign to the other side of this line, then I use the inverse operation. Notice when I was combining like terms, these weren't going anywhere. They weren't going over here. So I did exactly what it told me to do. That was just simplifying, okay? Keep that straight in your head. We only change the sign when we cross the line. Very important. That's a very common mistake. So be careful. If you're just combining like terms and they're staying on the side of the equal sign that they were already on, then you do exactly what it says. If you're moving across the line, you change. Okay, so I end up with 0 here, so only 4 left on that side. 7x plus 3x is 10x minus 36. All right, it looks like I'm all simplified and all my variables are together, so we are ready to begin solving. Notice we're down to just a good old 2-step equation, which y'all have mastered. So even though this looked like a booger, it looked like a tough one. We just simplified. I mean, we did some subtraction right here, addition, and we did some multiplication and addition here, and that's it. Don't make it harder than it is, guys. It looks tough, but you can do it. You know how. You have the tools that you need. So let's keep going. Now, I need to start solving. So my goal is to get x by itself. What numbers are on the same side of the equal sign as x? 10 and negative 36. Which one's not touching the x? The negative 36. What's it doing? Subtracting. Because I am crossing the line, I need to use the inverse operation. So I add 36 to both sides. I get 40 equals 10x. And now I'm down to a 1-step equation. X is on the same side of the equal sign as 10, so I need to get rid of that 10 because my goal is to get x all alone. So 10 times x, opposite of multiplication is division. So I'm going to divide by 10, and I get a final answer of x being equal to 4. And you cannot see that, I apologize. There we go. X is equal to 4. Again, I am checking my work every single time. You always should check your work. So I'm going to use the calculator again, and I'm going to plug 4 in everywhere that I have an x in my original problem. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get this scooted down for y'all. There we go. All right, so I'm just going to type in the whole left side of my equation. So I have, clear that one out, 1/4. Anytime that you type a fraction into the calculator, put it in parentheses, okay? Sometimes they have to be there, sometimes they don't, but they always can be. So to be on the safe side, always put fractions in parentheses in your calculator, okay? So I have 1/4 and then open parentheses 16 minus 28. And I'm going to multiply that by 4 because that was what we got x equal to. And notice I'm going to need to close those parentheses again. I put the 4 in parentheses because it was multiplied by 28. but I need my parentheses around my 16 minus 28 times 4 because of this distributive property. It's going to be all of that plus 4 times 4, because here's my x again. So I am plugging 4 in everywhere that I see an x. Okay, I'm putting 4 in its place. And that gave me -8. So on the left-hand side, I got -8. Let me see if that's the same as the right-hand side. So I'm going to come over here, and I got -30 plus 7 times 4 multiplied minus 6. And that gave me -8. Yay, we got it right. So they are equal, and that means 4 is the number that you can plug in for x to make this statement true.